audio. In today's episode, we bring you breaking stories from the United Kingdom and Belgium. We've selected two major topics, and we'll spend 2 minutes on each. Why? Because your time matters. My name is Andrew Meet Rich. I used to work as an analyst for a state-run media outlet, but I chose freedom of speech over top-down directives a long time ago. Now I speak out about what I believe matters, without fear and without needing approval from those in power. I live in Europe, follow current events every day, and explain complex issues in simple terms. My goal is not to spread misinformation, but to provide clarity, without comforting fairy tales and without panic. Just the plain truth. Support this video with a like and subscribe. It's important for the channel growth and even more important for you, because tomorrow the news could change everything. Don't miss it. Let's talk about the NHS crisis. A shocking new survey has revealed the shocking state of Britain's National Health Service. Nearly 9,000 health workers across the UK have reported something absolutely unthinkable. 1 in 6 hospital staff say they've seen rats inside their buildings in the past 12 months. And that's not all. Cockroaches, silverfish, and other pests are plaguing NHS hospitals, thriving in damp conditions caused by leaking pipes and crumbling infrastructure. More than half of NHS employees say they've seen buckets catching leaking water in their workplace buildings. We're talking about hospitals here, not abandoned warehouses. One worker told union officials that mouse droppings were found on the floor and desks in reception, in staff break rooms, and even in the sterile instrument storage room. This is where life-saving medical equipment is supposed to be kept clean and safe for patients. You won't believe this. Hospital staff are literally sleeping next to rat traps because their workplace has become infested. And now listen carefully, this isn't some third world healthcare system. This is the United Kingdom in 2025. Disease-carrying pests can put people's health at risk, and yet patients are being treated in buildings where ceilings have collapsed and water buckets collecting leaking rainwater are a constant trip hazard. What do you think? Comment below. Are we supposed to trust a healthcare system where nurses dodge rats while treating patients? Here's where it gets even worse. There's a £14 billion backlog of essential repairs to buildings and equipment. £14 billion. The government promises change, but honestly, how many more patients need to be exposed to disease-carrying vermin before someone takes action? Let me repeat that. Your grandmother could be lying in a hospital bed with rats running around her room. Just imagine that for a second. Let's talk about Europe's cocaine capital. Belgium has earned itself a terrifying reputation. Wastewater analysis confirms that Antwerp has the highest cocaine consumption in Europe, with cocaine use rising 50% in just 1 year. But here's the real shocker. More than 70% of cocaine entering Europe passes through the ports of Antwerp and Rotterdam. We're not talking about small-time dealers here. Last year, more than 300 tons of cocaine were seized in European ports, with Antwerp alone seizing a record 116 tons. And that's just what they caught. Experts estimate that only 11% of cocaine passing through Antwerp was intercepted last year. 11%. That means 89% is getting through. Belgium has become the gateway for South American cartels flooding Europe with drugs, and most of the cocaine shipped to Antwerp comes from Colombia via the port of Guayaquil in Ecuador. Here's where it gets even worse. The cocaine trade has turned Brussels into a war zone. There were 92 shooting incidents in Brussels last year, killing 9 people and injuring 48. And 2025? It's already started with a bang. 11 gun attacks were recorded in the capital in the first 6 weeks of this year alone, with 2 people killed and 4 injured. You see the pattern, right? We're talking about automatic weapons being fired outside metro stations while commuters run for their lives. Footage went viral of masked men firing automatic weapons outside a Brussels metro station on Wednesday while commuters ran for their lives. This isn't some movie. This is real life in the heart of Europe. And the authorities? They're completely overwhelmed. Brussels prosecutor Julien Moynil called the violence totally unacceptable and urged politicians to allocate more resources to policing. But how do you fight cartels with unlimited money when your police force is understaffed and underfunded? We live in times when headlines change by the hour, and the decisions made today can shape the rest of your week or your future. From NHS hospitals overrun with rats to European cities torn apart by drug wars, we're witnessing the collapse of systems we once trusted. These aren't isolated incidents, they're symptoms of deeper problems that politicians keep ignoring until they explode into crisis. That's why it's more important than ever to stay informed. If this video brought you value, hit like and subscribe. You're not just supporting this channel, you're investing in your own awareness. We're building an honest English-speaking news community here, and your support helps it grow. The mainstream media won't tell you these stories with this level of honesty. Tomorrow, new topics, new challenges, and new insights. The truth doesn't wait for anyone. Stay with us. You'll want to hear what's coming next.